Hello, hello. So I have a little extra process video for you this week. I saw this sketch on the Paper Issues Facebook group and I thought it was awesome, and I decided that I was going to make a layout with my March stash kit. So I pulled some supplies and some photos, and let's get started. So what I'm going to do first is I've decided on this background paper, which is from Wild Whisper Designs, and I'm going to put this little 3-inch strip of this aqua paper from Echo Park. And so I'm just going to trim this up a bit so make it even. I hate it when 12 inches seems like everything should be 12 inches, right? But it's not. So when I use paper from different manufacturers together, I often end up with these little, like, they're not quite the same size and they need trimmed things. I don't know what's up with that, but I'm sure you probably have the same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and trim my photos down to 3x4 to match that little card. The sketch calls for 3 photos. I'm going to use 2 photos and a 3x4 card from Wild Whisper for the middle spot, and that's also going to act like my title. So I'm not going to use the title in the spot that is designated for a title in the sketch. So I'm going to go ahead and mat my 3 photos, or my 2 photos and my card, on this other pattern from Wild Whisper. I love, 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 love this collection. This is Rooted Love. And from my March stash kit, I pulled out all of the teals and aqua and turquoisey colors. Listen to me talking. No. Type of colors. I stayed away from the darker greens and such, or the reds, and I'll probably use this in another layout again because I still have a good deal more in my stash kit. And so I'm going to go ahead and adhere those down. And then I'm going to, wait, what am I doing? I hate it when I do that. Oh, I want to use this branding strip. So this is a branding strip, and I love Wild Whisper because they're one of the companies that has really pretty designs on their branding strips. And I remembered after I had taped it all down, of course, as you do, that I wanted to add the branding strip just as a little border or a little decorative edge there. I thought that branding strip went really well with my photos and just with everything. So yes, I haven't bought a new mat for my Creative Memory Circle trimmer yet. It's still the gross, disgusting one. I will buy one. I really will. I actually went to their site and looked to see if I could just buy the mat, and I can. So that is a purchase that will be coming up in June because right now I'm on a little bit of a spending freeze. I did place a couple rather large orders in April, and so I am not buying anything more until June. That is my goal. That's what I'm doing. And of course, everyone keeps showing me all this awesome, cool stuff, but I'm not doing it. I'm not buying anything. I should start a list for June, right? Start a list. And then I'll be on another spending freeze till September. So the sketch called for these circles, and I went ahead and I cut them out of this pattern paper, and I'm just go ahead and I'm putting it pretty much kind of sort of where the circles were on the sketch, but I'm going to build them up a little bit and add some more details to them to kind of make them more like little embellishment clusters instead of just, circles. So the next thing I'm going to do is, instead of a title, I'm going to take this aqua colored paper. So I'm going to cut this shape into a banner, and I'm going to fishtail both the ends, and then I'm going to add some ink to the banner, and I'm just going to create a little bit of an embellishment cluster above my 3 photos. I had pulled an embellishment. It was one of the flowers from Chamel's True Stories, and I only have the one. So I decided that it would be kind of cool to have just like a main embellishment cluster that has some different things in it that maybe doesn't appear throughout the layout, instead of putting my title there. So I have these cork hearts from Paint Paisley. They're from C'est La Vie. They're one of the stash items from my kit, and I want to use them up. So I'm actually going to go ahead, I think I used 3. I want to say that I used 3 of them. Maybe, did I use 4? Well, we'll see here now, won't we? But I think I only used 3. And there's that flower from True Stories, but the colors were so nice, and it looked so nice, and I decided that I would just put it up there at the top. And then I'm going to add a piece of this washi tape, which was from my Say Cheese 2 collection. And that was also part of my stash kit. And I'm going to just tuck it up underneath. And then I also had, you know, those little glassine bags that had all different kinds of different labels and tags and things. So I went into my stash of Felicity Jane stamps because I love to use Felicity Jane stamps for scrapbooking. They're made for scrapbooking. They really, really are. They're gorgeous. They're just awesome. So what I'm going to do now is I took this little 3x4 wood grain card, which was part of my stash kit, and I'm going to stamp all these little phrases and sayings that I think really are appropriate for my photo. I'm going to cut them out and ink them up, and I'm going to use them in place of journaling because I don't really have a lot of journaling for this layout. I have a whole bunch of photos. We went to this great farm in Corn Maze in the fall, and I have tons of photos from it, and I love the photos. I want to put them all in my book, but they don't all require a good, you know, a whole bunch of journaling. Some of them do, but a good portion of them don't. So I decided I wanted to dress up that 3x4 card. So this is from my Spiegel Mom Scrap Stash. This isn't from the stash kit, but it is just these 3 cork trees, and I thought that they worked really well on this layout. And now I'm just punching some more of this paper with my circle punch, and I'm going to add smaller circles to the larger circles to spread some color around. And then I also went ahead and I cut some circles out of that transparency that I had put into my stash kit, and I'm going to use those. I love them on this layout. I think that they just add, it's very subtle. You can see them. They're a little hard to see on camera, but in the actual layout, you can see them, and they provide just this lovely kind of texture. Maybe make you kind of look again at the layout and go, what was that she used right there? And they were easy to put down on this layout because I could just kind of stick them up underneath. And for a last little bit of color, I'm going to sprinkle some Heidi Swap Gold. Oh, can't talk. Good thing this video is only 7.5 minutes long. Some gold color shine, and that will complete this layout. I think this layout turned out beautiful. I have to say I'm pretty happy with it. I think it turned out really, really, really well. I hope you are enjoying my stash kit layouts. I'll have 1 or 2 more for you before we move on to our new stash kit. Have a wonderful day. Bye!